So today, everybody, I'm gonna give you a little rundown on fishing, the profession for Ravendawn. It is probably the lowest paying job of the professions. Well, cooking's not the greatest either, but we could do something about that later. But fishing is kind of like a mindless profession where you're just casting, hoping that you snag a fish, and then you pull it back. It's a little bit different in Ravendawn. You're you're actually like battling the fish versus just waiting for something to happen, and you have a bunch of different abilities and whatnot. It will go through in a couple, and I'll show you a few casts, but for the most part, it's kind of grindy, kind of like leveling. It's not as entertaining where you're like switching from different mobs to the next. You're pretty much uh, waiting about a minute till you catch a fish or till you get a fish on the line, and then you start battling it. Once you battle it, then you capture it. There's a certain weight. There's different varieties. Before we start casting, we'll just kind of go into it here. So I'm 21. Do not screw up your talent tree or your passive skills here. I ended up putting one in speed, thinking that was going to help, but when I hit 21, most of the people that are in my guild, they're able to access the getting chests or the Swift Angler. From what we're seeing, the Swift Angler is going to be the best, hands down, to get once you hit 21. That's just going to help you boost through leveling and then working through casting speed for the next one. But as we go through, we can see, we have our different types of fish. I don't know if shrimp is a fish. I think there's a lobster here. But as we go through these, they each break down into, you can either sell them to the fish shop guy, I don't know his name or don't remember it, but you could either get silver for fish or you can get them sliced, and then this is what they produce. We don't know what fish skins used for just yet. I think rose used in some cooking recipes, maybe. I don't exactly remember for that, but these orange scales are used in cooking for sure. They're used in the brewing section or in the drink section. Not here, but once you start getting into brewed yeast or brewery yeast, it requires 5 orange scales. And you can see inside the drink section that brewer yeast is used in the higher levels. So they're used for something, so they don't have to always go up on the market for 20 silver a piece. But sliding back over here, yeah, that's what they kind of break down to. We have fisheye, and then we're just getting into the redfish rope. Not entirely sure right now what it's used for. This is still pretty early on in the game, I would say. But yeah, that's kind of what we get access to, and there's a bunch of other ones. One awesome thing is you get access to chests that can drop different material like cobalt and iron ingots. You can also, you get certs or trade pack certs from just the packages or the pouches or bags. Yeah, the bags that you get from like harvesting from your farm and crafting. So here you can see like we're waiting for the fish to get on the line. It's a slow ass process. So now we have one, and we can do either a basic reel. We have the give slack, the big reel, and the net. A lot of times we're going to start out with the big reel. Now when we hit the blue fish, that's going to increase our damage by 50%. And then we just want to keep on doing damage as much as we can. So when we hit this red fish right here, it's going to start increasing the bar here, which is basically, it's like damage or tension, I would say, on the line is the best way to put it. And then this is kind of like your timer, some sort. I'm pretty sure there's people who explain it better, but this is just kind of how I understand it. It's pretty easy to comprehend what's going on. So if the red line meets the white line, the line will snap and the fish will get away. But if you reach all the way to the end, you can pull them. The thing is the blue fish, or that blue damage buff, can stack up to, at least I've seen it stack up to 5 times before it falls off. And normally you get about, I would say 1 to 3 is a normal occurrence. So we're going to grab another fish here and kind of go through that. So here I'm going to use my big reel, and then this net, it's going to reduce the red line by 20 and then give me a 50% chance to trigger damage. And then boom, we got the damage to trigger. So now we're just, throwing mad damage at this fish, or we're pulling it in. So as it comes in, boom, we pull it. It tells us how much it weighs, how much experience we got, and how much for fishing. One thing I've also found out is, when you're fishing, you're just kind of chilling here most of the time, and you could spend about 30 minutes, I'd say, or longer, just on one pool, as long as there's no one else sapping or fishing in the same pool that you are. And while you're waiting here, you're going to gain rested experience, which is I guess kind of nice. So here we go. I just got into the 21 or 20s range, and so you're going to see the saltwater fish, and you'll see as you get into fishing that these are just different types. The shallow ones are just easier to grab, and then they're scaled. There's a small, large, and then gargantuan, I believe. Maybe there's also medium. But it kind of really doesn't matter in the beginning, because you're just fishing and you don't really know what the fuck is going on. So now, even though we have the red and we're going to do massive damage, like the big reel is going to do a lot more damage. 25 damage here to the target, but it's also going to do the 50 durability each section, or each second. So it's just going to massively ramp this up. So sometimes, like, while you're just managing these two lines here, I just kind of want to play it cool and not go too hard in the paint. So now we got the 3 damage buffs. Basic reel is doing pretty well. So now we're going to just back off the red here. I'm not sure I'm going to make this one. Yeah, definitely won't make it. When you get hit with this, it's kind of sucks when you're like close to the end, but it's also very close to popping off. So, and then I'll just show you what it's like when you bust it. Boom. So boom, you see that? We lost the fish. You're kind of up to luck here with getting the gargantuan saltwater fish, as you're really relying on that damage buff to hit, and then making sure you use your damage wisely, or the buff time wisely. So, and each fish is about 450 to 1,000 experience. When you get up to the bigger ones, the saltwater, that's where you're going to get into 99 or 899 experience for your leveling. But it also takes longer, so it's really, you're kind of like, it's about 500 per catch, I would say. So this one's going to be a little bit easier. We're going to use big reel and then the fish net again to throw in that debuff. I don't know, I gave slack for no reason. Do basic reel and then hit them with a big reel. Later when you hit 25, you're going to get another skill that's going to massively increase the amount of damage you're doing, which is super helpful. But so while you're out here, and you know, any ship can kind of attack you at any time. I didn't know this. I died like 2 or 3 times. When you were up here in the right hand corner. Oh, hold on. Let me take off this. Okay, cool. So when you're up here, go up to your map and then you can change your different PvP modes. When you're peaceful and you try to deal damage to somebody that's attacking you, you don't deal any damage. Yeah, so I learned that the hard way. So a lot of times you just put it in defensive. Not entirely sure what defensive or offensive does, but for the most part, I just stay in defensive while I'm fishing out here. This will allow you to attack and hopefully not die. If you're that type of person, if you can find a fishing pool right here, right in here, or along this line right here, you could definitely find people doing trade packs. I would say like your bet is to increase your fishing equipment, your fishing rod, and your fishing hook. To as much as you want to dump into it, till you're not struggling. It's going to help early on with damage, and then catching the fish, and then just plowing through fish as fast as possible when you're catching them, just to increase your leveling speed. I think of a lot of us when we first started this kind of screwed up and picked something different in the passive tree, but damage is the first thing that you're going to want to grab on your damage tree, or on your passive skills. You want to go for damage here. And it goes up to, let's see, 22% damage, which is a nice little buff. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about fishing and what it is. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, or what you don't like, or if it's annoying or whatever. But yeah.